Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Spark Creativity Teacher Podcast, a podcast for English teachers in search of creative teaching strategies. Whether you're new to the show or a longtime listener, I'm really glad you're here for this week's mini episode. Today, I want to share a fun visual trick for helping students vary their sentence structure. Honestly, I never really thought about sentence length until I was writing professionally. So all throughout junior high, high school, college, and my master's degree, sentence length wasn't a big thing in my mind. Sure, I knew to avoid run-on sentences, how to wield a semicolon, and what an appositive could do. But really, it was when I realized that I wanted to vary my sentence length in the articles I was writing for other websites that I started playing around with structure more. I wanted quick, punchy moments. I also wanted long, detailed stories that could twist and turn through the text, capturing my reader's imagination with sensory imagery and vivid descriptions. See what I did there? The combination of both these strategies led to more exciting writing with more varied types of structure. It's not that I was writing and I suddenly went into a line thinking, I want to use an appositive, 3 commas, and a semicolon here like I practiced. It's more that I was trying to write a long sentence because I had just written a short sentence. So I started experimenting with my structure. There's an easy way to guide students to think about it this way too, and I think it can help them just like it helped me. I call this method shaped stories, and let me walk you through it. I'm going to put a visual in the show notes. It's going to help a lot because it's a very visual technique. But here's what you do. Simply create a slide. A slide would be easiest, but a handout would work too. And put a fun, interesting photo at the top that can serve as sort of a story prompt. Then down below, black out the page, make it like a big rectangle of color. Now, you're going to add white rectangles on top of your main colorful one, whether it's black or blue or purple or whatever. These white rectangles are going to be spaces for students' sentences going down the page. So there will be a white rectangle at the top of your big black rectangle, then another one, then another one, then another one. That's where students are going to write their story in these slots. But you're going to change the shape and size of them. So maybe the first one is definitely only going to have room for like 2 words. The very first sentence of their story is going to be super short and dramatic. It's going to be 2 words, or it's going to be 3 short words. Then maybe you leave a much larger box that goes all the way to the edges of the page and that is higher, so that maybe students could fill it with, 50 words in their sentence instead of 3. Then maybe you make a medium size box and another really big one and another really tiny one and then another tiny one. And you just kind of keep changing it up. And when you turn this writing prompt over to your students, you're going to invite them to look at the picture prompt at the top and then write a story into that picture, filling each box going down in order completely with their sentences. So if it's a huge box, they have to write a sentence that fills that box. If it's a tiny box, they have to finish their sentence before they get to the end of the box. You can do an example for them. You can show them kind of what this looks like with your sentences, and then invite them to experiment. I particularly like this on a Google slide because obviously they can sort of delete things and change things and add text if their sentence isn't long enough or cut text if their sentence is too long. It just makes it easier. Plus, then you can really play with your photos or even video prompts at the top, and your colors on your background. When it comes to varied sentence structure, shaped stories are an easy and super fun hack for helping students practice. That's why this week I want to highly recommend you take a peek in the show notes at the visuals so you understand what I'm talking about and get inspiration, and then give this strategy a try.